Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Blackbird Podcast. I hope you're all good. Are you very good? I'm splendid. Slurpy. The year of firsts continues, I must say. I've never been to an AGM in my life, I don't believe. I go through all the cobwebs there now in the mind. Nope, can't find it. Don't think it ever happened. But today we went to one. A bunch of us from the Red Fox Archers Club. We went up to Portlaoise, into this cool auditorium, as it was called. I walked in, it's like you've seen the movies when they go to those college lectures. You know, you have the floor stage, if you will, and then the chairs go back up like in a cinema. So we went into a lovely auditorium, and they had it all online and stuff. It's pretty cool. You know, I thought that's a nice space. It'd be great for for doing recordings in. It's a pretty nice space. So that was a first. So yeah, myself and Roberta were there, and Keith and Sarah were there from the Red Fox, and we met a bunch of folks there that you'd meet at shoots. Like I said, it was my first time going. The brother was telling me about it, and I was like, sounds boring. So, I'm not going. But then the more I was thinking about it, the more I was like, well, what the fuck is an AGM? I've never been. I don't know. Don't be lazy now. So off we went, scooted on up there today, and I paid attention. I had a bit of a giggle, I must be said, but you can't have that many messers in a room for too long without some giggles kicking off. And our buddy Mark Deavy got himself elected into a very busy position, it would seem, on the EFAF, what is it, board, I guess, members thing. He's going to be busy because he's got big shoes to fill, and there was a few re-elections of characters up there doing their respective duties, and it's all it's all like they volunteer their time for this, and it's a lot of fucking work on top of your life, which is probably a lot of work anyway. Because, I just do the PRO for Red Fox, and fuck me, man. Sometimes they have to ring me up and say, are you going to talk about the thing? Or put out something, I'm like, what thing? I completely forgot about it. I had to do it this evening, and I had to write it down. It's just like, because I was at the AGM now, and then I was thinking I was just looking at it as, first time guy there, just looking at the process, the machine, and what pros and cons, if you will, or, asked a few questions about various things to do with the whole archery in Ireland, outside IFAF, and then there's IFA, International Federation of Art. And that's another thing. I feel I don't like the word federation. It's very fucking communist or something. It's like, what the fuck? The Federation? Am I a fucking Jedi now? I don't know. It's a funny thing. When things like that pop up, you have to pay attention to them. And you have to say, why do I not like this word? It gives me the heebie-jeebies, The Federation. It's like, what the fuck? Federation. It just bugs me. So, because I've been watching so many conspiracy theories. The Intergalactic Federation. But I'm tired, forgive me. And I'm smothered with a fucking flu. And this is not helping. I can barely taste. I got something. So yeah. So that was interesting. There was, you get to put, if you want to have a few changes made about a few things. The way it's set up, it seems you have to put you go to the website, IFAF, yeah, and they'll kind of tell you, well, if you're going to make a suggestion of sorts or a motion, whatever, there's a certain language you have to use, or decorum or whatever, and off you go. You start your letter using, or your request, or whatever the fuck it is, your motion, I guess, your motion. Motion denied. Move on. There was a bit of that today. But it seems like there's a lot of rule books, you know. There's the rule book for the IFA, and then there's a rule book for IFAF, and then there's a fucking rule book for blah 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 blah. Ay. And when did archery get so fucking complicated? It's funny. I just wanted to go and enjoy my archery, you know. I get better at it and just fucking put off some awesome shots, get some consistency, and be able to have a laugh about it. And just know that you can do this and that you put in the work and have things to aim for, you know, literally and figuratively, and enjoy it. But when I go in, I think it takes a particular type of mindset to get involved in the weeds of it all, like, you know, in committees and that kind of jazz, because that's fucking, I think it's a thankless task. Like, I wouldn't have the longest fuse in the world when I'm in a committee, when I'm just sitting there listening to the way it's all going, and just like, oh my gosh, you just want to bang heads off a fucking wall and say, what the fuck, Christ, this is the way it is, don't fucking mess with it. But that's just me. Let's see how long I last in this committee. I don't know. But anyway, it was, like I said, it was interesting. You get to kind of see where things are, where things stand. Like the federations, what order are they in, and who's the boss. I don't know, from my perspective, it didn't look like we could make much fucking changes about anything ourselves. We're kind of working within the parameters of the IFA, which was news to me. But there you go, you're learning. But there was, like I said, there was motions put up, and then there'd be discussions, and then, you know, different perspectives, and then you're just tracing, pulling on a string, and you're just, when is this going to fucking end? And what were we talking about in the first place? So there was a lot of that. Sometimes there's too many chefs in the kitchen, I feel. I say keep it fucking simple. Simple's good. It's easy to remember. It works. Let's keep it simple. Let's not overcomplicate the matter, shall we? All this fucking blah, blah, blah. I just... Make it clear to the clubs. Listen, this is your disco, buddy. So you play the music you want to play. And that's it. Nothing to do with us thereafter. And, shoot as in the competition would dictate it to be shot by those rules. End of. And for fuck's sake, read the books before you go making these. No, at saying that, read the books. I did start daydreaming about, going into the new year now, I'd be thinking, what would I change? You know? In regards to the club shoots, I think there should be more shoots, okay? That's one, because I felt this year there was less, and it sucked. Because you find your momentum is interrupted, and it's harder then to get yourself motivated. Because you're like, oh, I'm waiting forever. You can only fucking train for so long, and that gets fucking old fast. It's like, I want to go at it. Because I think there's a momentum in and of itself in the course of a year, a calendar year, when all the clubs have, 2, 3, 4 shoots, maybe. Or, 2 shoots, 3 shoots with the option of another, whatever. Because sometimes you might, you just mightn't get to the ones you want to get or whatever, and I'll get it next time. And, life happens. Life gets in the way, and it is what it is. But at least the options are there. I know it's a bit of a hassle getting the fucking thing set up as a club member and all of that jazz, but, that's why everyone should be allowed the option. Because if the bunch over there aren't really able to this time round, at least maybe a few over here and say, fuck it, we'll give it a go. We're ready. Why not? And looks like there'll be more indoor shoots. Well, the option is there for more indoor shoots, which I think is a good thing. I mean, anything that gets you at it, really. And there's a lot of indoor competitions. I know we're field archery. And don't get me wrong, that's where it's at. The field archery, lads. There's Master. That's where I prefer. But I like going to the indoors for... It's just another way of training or extending the mechanics to practice your form and blah, blah, blah. And it's good. And you're building up the stamina, the mental focus and all that jazz. So I prefer to have as many competitions as we can have. Many shoots as we can have. The more, the better. And, it looked a little bit unorganized today with regards to, like, the clubs not getting in their... there's a communication. They got to work on their communication. All of them. Everyone. Because I was under the impression we'd go up here today and before we leave we'd have a look at the finished calendar for next year. But that wasn't to be because of a breakdown in communication. But it's a work in progress. So they'll get there, I have no doubt. So yeah, that's what I did today. I went to my first AGM. Had enough giggles to kind of just get through it, but there was a few topics of conversation that I was in, like as in attentive. And it was interesting how people argued their case or their perspective. And it was also interesting that there could be so many perspectives on the one thing. It was interesting. So... And then to run about Waterford, that the European Championships in 2026 going to that place down in Waterford that we were at for the indoor championships. So that's a big deal. I think that's going to be like a week-long kind of gig. 5 days or something. Yeah, there's a lot of ceremony with those things. The big ones. But that's what you want. You want the pomp. You want it like punctuates the fact that this is a big deal. So let's make a big deal out of it. Enjoy it. I imagine they'll be looking for a lot of hands on deck. I'm looking forward to shooting at it. I hope to be shooting at it. I aim to be shooting at it. And this year's indoor is going to be, I think it's in February it's happening. So now as we enter the silly season, which goes on for fucking ever, doesn't it? So into the silly season, try to fucking fast forward that jazz. And now that we've the indoor practicing coming up now for Red Fox Archers, I think soon, a week or two. So I'm looking forward to that. Try to get to them regularly, and then that in itself will kind of help you get a bit of a routine. It's good to have a routine. Because it's, with work and everything, you don't really get to the fucking woods at this time of year as much as you'd want. And if it's not work, it's something else. You'd be just bait. Fuck, I have to drive all the way there. Oh, I'm in no mood. But hey, I don't know, I put it down to the calendar year that we had. It was just so fucking stuttery. No momentum. No curves. It was all fucking squares and corners. There was no curves. I like curves. Curves are cool. Just slide along. You get a nice momentum. And it's good. So now it's kind of stuttery corner. Da-da-da-da. Fuck. But, yeah. So that's it. So I don't know. I'm meant to be doing a podcast tomorrow or the day after. But I said, fuck it, you know what? I was at an AGM. I'm going to tell you. I was at an AGM. And I'm going to go again. I think it's good to be... You kind of feel proactive. You're kind of saying, all right, I spent a lot of time thinking about this and doing this and wanting to do it. who's in charge of how shit is going. So it's kind of good to go to the top, and then you realize, oh, this isn't the top. Okay, there's another top. Okay, so we got to look into that now. But it's good. Now you got to look into something new and see how they fucking shape shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, string up the bow now and get fucking at it. There's boom. I have to get my bookie out there now and start putting my weeks in order. As you know, my memory isn't. It's not that it's a bad memory. It's just my focus is just. It's not there. It's off. It's chasing like a butterfly. So go to an AGM. They're interesting, I feel, and surprisingly fun. It was a giggle, and it was interesting. It was nicely balanced, I suppose. It wasn't too long, but it was threatening to be a bit too long, but it was okay. We got away with it. And it was informative. And it was like, all right, lads, come on now. Cop the fuck on now. Read the fucking books before you go making these suggestions. But I might make some suggestions, but I have to do a lot of homework now, which is okay, which is fine. It's another reason to read a different kind of material, because don't know why I'm smoking this. I can't fucking breathe at all. But that's it. So yes, we went there. We conquered there, as in we didn't fall asleep. And had a big, fabulous, dirty, tasty burger on the way home. Oh, delish. It's not real food, that food. Say what you fucking want. It's sweets for grown-ups. That's all that is. But it's nice though. Timely, So I'm going to just go now. A very relaxed kind of podcast, if you even want to call it that. But I said, why not? Why not? I'm tired again. God damn it. It's the boredom of the drive. Motorway driving is a cunt. It's just so boring. Even if you're looking out the window, it's just zoom, zoom. Fuck, are we there yet? So anyway, I shall go now. I shall leave you in peace. For God's sake, I shall leave you in peace. You fucking cracker. I'm going crazy, folks. And you're watching, so you're as bad as me. So bye-bye now. See you soon.